Vaishnava Gosvami वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। रविरौरचंद्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णा कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुर्भस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च ज्ञानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो। जयानिला प्रेमाधनं करुणा प्रचुर जयानिला करुणा प्रचुर जयानिला प्रेमधनं करुणा प्रचुर जयानिला करुणा प्रचुर। हरे ना प्रभु पोता केला आचार्य ठाकुर है ना प्रभु पोता केला आचार्य ठाकुर है ना प्रभु पोता केला गुरु Sri Gour Govinda Mhrj Jai Nitya Lila Pritham Vishnuvat Ashtu Saman Ram Sloan Sri Maharaj Srila Gour Maharaj Dan Kesu Gopal Ki Urban Gour Govinda Ram Sankirtan Ki Gaur Premanandi. Today is virtual and auspicious day. The Reverence Day of Shuddha Vaishnava, Nitya Lila Pritham Vishnupat Ashtu Saman Bhakti Vedante Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj. So we have to offer some Puspanjali to his speech, and we discuss his life history and his contribution. Because our scriptures Vaishnavi Gunagan Korili Jivil Pran. If you glorify to Vaishnava, Shuddha Vaishnava, then you will be protected. So who has sinned to him? Anyone? Who has sinned to Gour Govinda Mhrj? Meet with me. Only two. Dr. Prabhu, you did not sin? You did not meet with him. Abhi nahi dekha? You came Australia. Oh, that time you were. He also came in UK. Okay. Abul, I miss 10 minutes. You're right. Guru Darshan ki jivan chakti.
And the instruction of Srila Maharaj is requested to speak something on the glories of the liberation of Srila Srila Bhaktivedanta Gosvami Maharaj.
Okay.
I'm very unqualified and have no authority to speak on the subject matter for my own purification. To glorify the Vaishnavas is a great opportunity and good fortune to improve the condition of my own life. So, Gour Govinda Mhrj, from his childhood, was very elevated personality, from a very high-class Brahmin family. And from his very young age, he was performing sadhana and bhajan. And he went through the Vana system and eventually took sannyas from Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. He had a long journey to reach that point. He went through many trials and tribulations of the struggles of material existence externally and the life. And then he found his shelter at the lotus feet of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, who accepted him as his disciple, dear disciple, and gave him sannyas and diksha all together at the same time. So his life was exemplary. His sadhana and bhajan was very strict, and he was very regulated in his behavior. He was a pure Vaishnava and very dear to the Lord. His deity was Gopalji, who was very attached to him, and he had a personal connection with that deity. So this deity was actually his life and soul. And remembering just his pastimes of Tirobhav, he was remembering Gopalji at the time that he left his body. But this is exemplary, very exemplary for a Vaishnava. Quite natural, but exemplary for us to show us how we should actually practice our bhajan and sadhana, so that at the ultimate time of our last breath that we can think of Sri Radha Govinda and enter into their pastimes. This is what the Vaishnavas have come to teach us. That this place is not for us. We are foreigners in this place. We have really come from a different planet that we need to go back to, what we call going back home, back to Godhead. And this is what Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj came to teach us. So his life was exemplary. He was a teacher and he taught his pupils bhakti when he was supposed to teach them other subjects. Whatever subject he was supposed to teach them, he would always direct that subject to teaching them bhakti. For example, if he was teaching mathematics somehow or another, he would teach them about Krishna through mathematics. If he was to teach them about language, he would teach them through the subject topic matter of Krishna consciousness. So he never compromised on any siddhanta. He was very strict in that matter. And this was one thing that pained his heart very much. That he could see very much upper siddhanta prevailing in the atmosphere. But he kept with his Guru Nishta, his firm faith and dedication to his spiritual master and the teachings of his spiritual master, and he kept that close to his heart. And he preached that very boldly throughout the world. We know that, and when we see his videos, we are very inspired to see how powerfully he spoke, how with great determination and conviction that he kept to Shastra, Sadhu, and Guru. With these three principles, he never, ever departed from. And this is exemplary also for us to follow. So if anybody is speaking upper siddhanta, Gour Govinda Mhrj is a personification to aspire to defeat that upper siddhanta. So we should take shelter of his lotus feet as an acharya in our Guru Parampara and exemplary. He also met our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Gosvami Maharaj, and had exchanges with him. And our Gurudev was always glorifying him and his teachings. He wrote many books on Siddhanta. He has many temples and he has many wonderful disciples that he brought to the shelter of Shri Radha and Krishna. So we're very fortunate on this day to be able to glorify him. I only know very little of him. My experience of him was very personal. At a very young age, I was in Mayapur and I met with him in a very indirect way. I was able to just, when he was exiting a GBC meeting in Mayapur one year, I happened to be at the bottom of the stairs where his shoes were. And because he was he had a very healthy build, and the stairs from the GBC meeting room was very narrow, and only he could go down those steps. Even his servants on both sides could not pass at the same time. So he had to walk very carefully down to the stairs, and he indicated at the bottom of the stairs where I was standing to bring his shoes up for him. And I was able to touch his shoes and to offer it to his lotus feet. This was my first experience of his presence. And I felt quite privileged to be able to do that. And my other meetings was with him in Birmingham. And I can't remember which year, but when he came twice, I think, to Birmingham. Programs that were arranged by Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, who was preaching in that area at that time. And he spoke very boldly at those times as well, and left a very strong impression in my heart. Although externally we cannot recognize a pure devotee, we can just appreciate who they are on the surface, but they are like a deep ocean, a very deep ocean that we can only see with our material eyes, but cannot experience completely their value or their depth or the treasure that they possess within that great ocean. So this is my perception of Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, and I'm eternally indebted and grateful for his appearance on this planet, so that he has encouraged myself to take up this path of bhakti in some small way, to try and perfect my life. And we are all here today on the same path of achieving that goal of Krishna Prem. We all come to attain that goal. But we are all together on that boat. And we're all going on that journey towards that. So we stay on the boat and we take our acharyas as the helmsman of that boat, who are rowing that boat through this turbulent ocean of material existence. And if we stay on the boat and we stay close to the captain of that ship, then we will safely cross over this ocean very easily. It won't take very long. We just need patience and we need firm faith. And to hold on to the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev is our prime aim and object. So I thank Srila Gour Maharaj for allowing me to speak some few words to purify myself and ask for his blessings on this day so that I may continue on this path of devotion and for it to be successful.
Om Jnana-Pindalasya Jnana-Salakaya Chaksur-Militam Yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namaha Namaha Om Vishnu-Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad-Bhakti-Vedanta-Narayana Om Vishnu-Padaya Krishna-Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Gour Govinda Swami Vanchakalpatavya Chakripasintu Devacha Patitan Pavanu Vaishishyo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Siva Sri Gour Govinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram First of all, I'm offering Namaste pranams to my most worshipful Srila Gurudev. Om Vishnu Para Bhagavan Sabri Jagataria Stuti Satya Krishna Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Gosvami Maharaj. And Om Vishnu Para Bhagavan Sabri Jagataria Stuti Satya Krishna Srila Gour Govinda Mahrj. Simultaneously offering Nami Vidhanavapana Pranjaya Guru Parampara and to Parapura Charana Srila Bhakti Vedanta Vana Maharaj. To all the devotees and offering my Dandavata. So Srila Maharaj has ordered me to speak on the glories of Nikalila Purishto Vishnu Parashto Satya Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj. Today is the most auspicious day of his appearance day. So, for my own purification, Srila Maharaj has ordered me to speak something on his unlimited glories. So, this how I can get these glories. So, it's welcome this one. So, Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj, first time he came to Malaysia in 1987 to his ISKCON headquarters, Colombo, Sri Jagannath Mandir. So, Srila Maharaj, he is famous for on speaking boldly, strongly on the true conception of the Vedanta Tattvas, Krishna Tattva and Maya Tattva. Because during the time, a lot of misconceptions is there in ISKCON, and he speaks strongly on, and for one of the examples, keeping a peacock pen on Mahaprabhu's ground, and so many other tattvas on Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivinoda Swami, and he was clearing all these misconceptions, and this was not accepted by the DPCs and the local DPCs everywhere, because even during one BBC meeting, he was saying some Siddhanta, and everyone was having a notebook, laptop. And once he spoke this in the meeting, and everyone go into searching for the things, where is Prabhupada spoke or not. So Maharaj said, whatever Prabhupada spoke is not there, it is in my heart. So, he very bold speaker. So, he came in 1987, so I was not there, I still not joined it. And again, he went down in 1989, then the temple was this year stopping, so he went to Vana, Malaysia. So I had his association in 1995 in Malaysia. So when I joined ISKCON in 1992, in the ISKCON headquarters as a temple devotee. So I got chance to have his books, the Sadhu Sangha, the birthplace of Bhakti. So he spoke so heavily the necessity of hearing directly Maharaj, and the importance of hearing. Okay, then only the importance of hearing from living Bhagavat. There are two types of Bhagavats, Jivanta Bhagavat and Mukta Bhagavat. So both are necessary, but first we have to hear from Jivanta Bhagavat, the living Bhagavat. So he spoke so strongly, and all his, when I read the book, so I have so much interest, desire came in my heart to meet him. By that time I was in his management, so I had so much responsibilities on me. So, like when Srila Maharaj came this year tour, the first day he was speaking on Dharma. Dharma to Bhagavad Paritama. Dharma is established for Supreme symbolic through the authorized scriptures with us. So one who not following the Dharma, he said we have to go to hell. So at the same time Maharaj spoke, saying you disobey the order of scriptures for the pleasure of Bhagavan. There's a supreme Dharma. So because in all over these top temples, we don't allow devotees or any disciple of any other gurus to go and hear about Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj. Even we hear when to the temples, the temple authorities, DPCs, we ask all the devotees to go to book distribution. Nobody will be there in the temple to hear about him. So after I read this book, so much grief is coming in my heart, I should go. But how I can go? Because I was in the heavy responsibility with the temple headquarters. I was the temple secretary, and I was in charge for the account for the one important collection departments, all these things. So I made a plan. So I told the temple president. First I took all the tickets, earlier tickets, I took the passport, everything. Then the next morning is my flight. So today night I told the temple president, I'm going to my home, mother's house, because my mother is sick. So tomorrow morning I will come again. So I know all the keys. He was quite shocked why I'm giving all the keys to him. Anyway, he just accepted. Thinking I will be late. I mean, after a few days I'll come back. But the next morning, my flight is early in the morning to go to Chennai, and from Chennai I'm going to Bhubaneswar. This one is 1995. So he came to know from one devotee that I'm going to Bhubaneswar, so he tried to contact me, tried to contact my parents, it's not possible. So I will be there in Bhubaneswar. So during that time is the last stage of his manifest pastimes of Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj. So I was there nearly 6 months meeting. Every day I'm directly hearing from him for 6 months. Every day I speak from Bhagavatam, and 2 times a week we speak from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and every Sunday we speak on Bhagavad Gita for Sunday. So very wonderfully, extensively, very deep meaning of tattvas was speaking, and I'm hearing all these things. And he have cleared so many misconceptions, the true siddhanta of bhakti, the importance of associating with pure Vaishnavas. So everything. Then one day he called me to his room, and he told me that because you came, like I spoke previously, that we can speak live because for pleasure of Lord. So I speak like the temple president who came with Maharaj. So Maharaj had received letter from my temple authorities here that I should come back and resume my responsibilities. So then Maharaj said that because you came here without getting permission from the local authorities, they said it's impossible. How are you going to get permission from them? Anyway, he said you have to go and get permission, but you come here and stay with me. And come and stay with me. I accepted you. Yeah. So my disciple accepted you, and you come. So I thought how I'm going to meet the temple authorities and around December. So I came to Kuala Lumpur. I went back to the temple, and the temple person was annoyed with me. But still, when I explained, they accepted me because of my US good records. So anyway, then I was thinking in my mind how I should start these issues that I won't get a letter. So when I told him that I need a permission letter from you, that I won't even serve that, he said, no, not possible. Because here this is Srila Maharaj. You must consult with Srila Maharaj. You are the shelter of Srila Maharaj. You cannot go there. So in that time, during the appearance of Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj, Saraswati to come to Bhopal, Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj came. So at that time my heart is totally broken. So I don't know what to do. So I just stayed there for some time. Then in the year 2000, I came to the shelter of Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj. So Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj, I told him, he said he was born in the Brahmana family. He's not born in the Brahmana family. He was born in the Malik family, the traditional Odisha Malik family. So Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj have a record of 7 descendants who are very highly Vaishnava lineage from Shamananda Pandit lineage. And his family members are very famous for Kirtana. They are Kirtanians. So even now, in Jagannath temple, the villages from Gadagiri are considered the best Kirtanas in Odisha, and when we come to Jagannath temple, they are the privilege to perform Kirtan. So all his life, from beginning, from his uncles, from partner side of his family, he have association of Vaishnavas, and every day was singing the songs of Narottam Das Thakur, so Kirtana every day. And his most worshipful deities, Sri Gopal Ji. And he has so much personal association with the deities. So whatever you are going to do, before he tries, begin his travel for preaching to the other part of the world, first he will go to Gadagiri and ask permission from his deities, Gopal deities. And everything is, every time we say everything depends on Gopal and Gopal. So many pastimes. Even once Lokana Swami, he's called, was famous for Padayatra. He brought a lady of Goranita, okay, to Bhubaneswar temple. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu came in the dream of Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj and told him, don't let me go from here. I want to stay with you. But Maharaj said, not possible. They won't listen to me. Why you tell them? But when Maharaj informed them, Srila Lokana Swami or any others don't believe in him. So next day, Nityananda Prabhu came in the dream to prove he kicked one of the food he used for the fire, the food died. So then the Lokana Swami that is Goranita is still there. So there's only pastimes there which are going for beginning of his life until end. So this one will get back. It's very wonderful. You can hear from most senior Vaishnava. So I hand up this my little bit of very small qualification. So I hope I take the Lord's Spirit Gour Govinda Mhrj. Where Festival is mostly on me to be in the good association, the qualified association, and I'm praying for the always good experiences. Thank you.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhav Harite
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 Gokula Taruni Mandala Mante
Gokula Taruni Mandala
Radhe Please everybody come more forward. Very far. Those who are that, please come forward more. Please. Om Gyanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurvaitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikāvai Tadālai Krishnāya Krishna Bhaktāya Tadbhaktāya Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Bhurati Namo He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Sapita Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Vana Om Vrindavai Tulasi Vai Priyavai Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavathyai Namo Bhakta-vihina aparadakshai Hiptasya kamadikaram kamadhai Kripamaikvam sharanam prapanna Vrinde namaste charanarvindam Namaste charanarvindam Vrinde namaste charanarvindam Vrinde namaste charanarvindam Vrinde namaste charanarvindam Adam Aravindam Smarami Adam Madhurasmita Jadami Radham Karunavaratha Namaste
श्याम सुंदर शिखंड शेखर स्मेरहास मुरली मनोहर राधिका रसिकमनुनिधे शप्रिया चरणा किंकरे संविदादसनस्तिनं विभो प्रार्थये ब्रजवेन्द्रवन्दना अस्तु मोहनतवापि वल्लभा जन्म जन्मनि महेश्वरी प्रिया प्राणनाथ विषभानंदिनी श्रीमुखाब्जरसुलभसंगापद राधिकापदतले कृतस्थितिं तं भजामि रसिकन्यं वंशे विभूषितकरान्नवनीलदाभा पीताम्बरादुर्नबिम्बफलादृष्ट्यात् पूर्णेन्दुसुन्दरमुखा कृष्णात् परमतत्त्वं किमपि अहं न जानामि नवजाते राज्यं न च कनकमाणिक्यं न विवं न जाचं ब्रह्मं सर्वजनकामं परपदुं मे सदा काले काले प्रवृत्तिं विदचरितो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नैन पथगामी जगन्नाथ स्वामी नैन पथगामी भवतु श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. First of all, I offer my humble, respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Guru Padma, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad, Ashtura Satsya Sriman Bhakti Vedanta Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj, and Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad, Ashtura Satsya Bhakti Vedanta Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj. Simultaneously, I offer my humble, respectful Dandavat Pranam to the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad, Ashtura Satsya Sriman Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj, Srila Bhakti Siddhar Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, and all senior devotees and all of Vishnu, and pageanted all of my respectful guests. So today is very super excellent, auspicious day. You heard, because today is the appearance day of Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad, Ashtottara Satsya Gour Govinda Mhrj, who is the prominent disciple of Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad, Ashtottara Satsya Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj. You heard Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj. He took shelter, lotus feet of Nitya Lila Ashtottara Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj. And Sai Maharaj, he also took shelter, lotus feet of Nitya Lila Ashtottara Bhakti Siddhanta Srila Saraswati. Mahat Adbhuta Pavana Shakti Padam Pranamami Sada Prabhu Adapam. Prabhupada Dasakam Srila Bhakti Siddhar Goswami Maharaj, he composed this verse.
Mahat Adbhuta Pavana Sakti Padam. How is it powerful? The dust of the lotus feet of high class exalted Vaishnava. Those who took shelter lotus feet of Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, they are not ordinary person. And those who also took shelter their lotus feet, also they are very powerful. So, Srila Bhakti Rakha Siddhar Vishnu Maharaj, he composed this verse. Mahat Adbhuta Pavana Sakti Padam Pranamami Sada Prabhu Vishabhanu Suta Dvaita Ucharam Pranama Charanasrita Renu Dharastamam Mahat Adbhuta Pavana Sakti Padam Pranamami Sada Prabhu Mahat Sangha. The association of high class exalted Mahapurush, Mahapurush, and Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, then Bhaktivedanta Sai Maharaj, then Gour Govinda Mhrj. So just I want to speak few words about Gour Govinda Mhrj, his life history and his teaching contribution. I got opportunity, just once I got opportunity to darshan his lotus feet. And that is merciful. And I remember, I think 1993 or 94, that. Yeah. When Gurudev came in Jagannath Puri, and he was couple weeks he was staying in the house of one rich business person, Singhania, and on the beachfront. And beachfront. Yeah. And that time also, once Gour Govinda Mhrj, he came and he also met with him and discussed very nice, beautiful philosophy about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his dham and many things of this kind. Because Srimad Bhagavatam gives evidence. Ato atantik khema prichama bhavatu amada khanardogi satsang sevadhi nina. One soul meets with high class exalted Rasik Vaishnava. Just one moment and a half moment, his life will be successful. So, Srimad Bhagavatam Vasudev, he composed this verse. Ato atantik khema prichama bhavatu amada khanardho opi satsanga sevati nina. That moment, if you associate with sadhu, then your life will be successful. So just remember Gour Govinda Mhrj, how he was exalted Vaishnava. I heard some his life history from his disciples. Those who are the disciples of Gour Govinda Mhrj, they are very also humble. Give an example. No need to ask the tree, "O tree, what are you?" Phalena parichayati. When the tree will give the fruit, then you can understand what kinds of this fruit. What kinds of this tree. In the same way, we see according to the Guru, and you understand about his disciple. Bona fide Guru means bona fide disciple. This is the process. So, first I also many times glorify those who are disciples of Gour Govinda Mhrj. Aradhanam sarvisam Vishnu ardhanam param. Tasmat parataram devi tadyanam samarchanam. Tadhyana means is what? Those who are very nearest and dearest of Guru and Krishna, or disciples of Guru. That's it, Tadhyana. Is that? Generally, people also saying like father, like son. This is the proverb English. Like father, like son. And your father is generous, then you will be generous. But always this this proverb not also true. And especially spirit. And Hiranyakashipu, he was demon. But his son, Prahlad, he was a great devotee. So how to prove they like father, like son? Maybe question will come. Prahlad, he was a great devotee, but his son,
His father.
now Prahlad, he was a great devotee, but his son, Prahlad's son, Virochan, he was not devotee. But Virochan, he was demon, but his son, Bali Maharaj, great devotee. So this proverb always not appropriate in everywhere. But anyhow, we learn these things like father, like son. People are saying this. But spiritual, like you cannot say this way. But anyhow, we discussed about his life history, which I heard from the disciples of Gour Govinda Mhrj. How he was exalted and Rasik Vaishnavas. Gurudev, many times, Srila Gosvami Maharaj, many times, he also glorified about Gour Govinda Mhrj. If you read Gour Govinda Mhrj books and also Gurudev Goswami Maharaj books, then same mood is there. Gurudev told my mood and Gour Govinda Goswami Maharaj mood, both are same. This is the Gurudev, his own words. Gurudev told. Then once the disappearance day of Gour Govinda Goswami Maharaj or appearance day of Gour Govinda Goswami Maharaj, Gurudev, he gave lecture about him. That time he also put this verse. The Gour Govinda Goswami Maharaj actually and same mood of our Guru Parampara. But he spoke very boldly. His chastisement, his disciples also know. And he took one stick in his hand while giving class, sometimes also and beating his disciples. Stupid nonsense, rascal, he is this one. And this is the love and affection for us. Gour Govinda Goswami Maharaj, you heard, he was very high class, exalted Vaishnava. He was before in his household life, and he married and with some his children also. He was school teacher, and in his village he was school teacher. And then he left his house and he was inquiring about Guru. And then he left his house. Then one night he was sleeping in the temple of the goddess of Durga. Then Durga means Durga Devi. And demigod Durga. And when he was sleeping, then Durga Devi, the goddess of Durga, she came and told, listen. In his dream, he told, listen, I am the supreme controller of this material world. No one can escape from my this jail. But you are devotee of Lord Krishna, Krishna Bhakta. And I am now giving permission to you. You can go out from my jail. And then Gour Govinda Goswami Maharaj, he also traveled some pilgrimage places in India, searching the sadhus, gurus. He was very learned scholar person. He has vast of knowledge of Ved, Quran, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, everything. Vast of knowledge. So finally, he came in Vrindavan. Actually, first he came in Mathura. and he came in our Mathura, Keshavji Gauriya Mhrj. But that time, Srila Gurudev Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he was not in there. Maybe he went somewhere preaching, and he also came in our Keshavji Gauriya Mhrj. And to darshan, our Thakurji, Vigraha darshan, and then he proceeded to Vrindavan. And when he came in Vrindavan, then he was searching to, if you go Vrindavan, many kinds of sadhus are there. And one day I told, many kinds of sadhus, Kormi sadhus, Jnani sadhus, and different kinds of sadhus. And so he came in that place, and the one arrow is there. Krishna, Balaram, jumped. And then he came in the ISKCON temple, or the Krishna Bhavanamritam, Antarjati Krishna Bhavanamritam, and Sangam. That's called ISKCON, International Antarashtriya Krishna Bhavanamrita Sangam. And there is a very short name, that is called ISKCON. And then when he came, and first he met with Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Just he arrived, then he saw his lotus feet. And then he completely also surrendered unto his lotus feet. And then Swami Maharaj also accepted him as his disciple. And he is staying in there. And then after a few months, Sai Maharaj also gave him sannyas also, very quick he gave his sannyas to him. Because he was very learned scholars and qualified person. And I heard some of his god brothers also complained to him. So he is newcomer. So why did give him, why he taking sannyas? But Sai Maharaj told, this is my choice. I will give sannyas to him or not. This is not your decision, business. He decided to his senior disciples. Then he gave sannyas very quick to him. And then he also told, you have to translate all my books, especially in Uriya language. And then he also sent to him in Odisha. He told, you go and preach in Odisha, Bhubaneswar. And then he came in Bhubaneswar. He was alone. And Sai Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Sai Maharaj also gave him blessing to him. And Sai Maharaj told to him, one day, your temple will be the best temple all over the world. This is called Guru Bhakta. Disciples means is what? Have to faith the instruction of his Guru. Gour Govinda Mahrj, he also wrote these things. And he told, one day I will come, you will also temple. And that place completely full of jungles, and also snake is there. Only some kinds of dacoits are living there. And small houses, what is called? Huts. Those who are begging and also driving the what is called? Rickshaw drivers. But he also came that place and established small temple. He did everything to service to Thakur Seva and everything he did himself. No servant alone. If you have faith, the instruction of his Guru. Just he is one Thakurji, what is called? Gopalji. Gopalji Thakurji. But I agree. And there are something. Then one Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj also came and stayed, fasting with him. And And now we will go in Bhubaneswar. You can see actually that temple is one. That was very beautiful temple. And now maybe and now also maybe more than 200 devotees are living in there. That is nice temple. So Gour Govinda Mhrj, he preached all over the world and everywhere. He preached the message of his Guru. Disciple means it. He preach the message of our previous Acharya. You learn Shastra, then you preach. Apani Acharya Jivesh. So he preached very nicely. And he was a Rasik Vaishnava, high class, exalted Rasik Acharya. He always explained, everybody has to follow the rules and regulations of the Varnashram Dharma. Because our scripture in Vedic culture explain, if you not follow the rules and regulations of Varnashram Dharma, any method you cannot attain Shuddha Bhakti. He used this word. And cats, dogs, hogs, pigs, they are not following rules and regulations. But you are a human being. You have to follow the rules and regulations of the Varnashram Dharma. Here, Varnashram Dharma Acharata Parate Rarmanda, he told to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu was Prabhu ko ye pada shlok Shastri Nirnay, Rai ko ye Shadharma Acharane Vishnu Bhakti. One who follows the rules and regulations of Varnashram Dharma, he may attain to Vishnu Bhakti. Varnashram Acharavata Purusena Parapuman Vishnu Aradhate Pantha Nannat Tattva Sakarana. We have to follow the rules and regulations of Varnashram Dharma. If you not follow the Varnashram Dharma, how possible Shuddha Bhakti will manifest in your life? It's very important. Babajiya, Sahajiya, Sokhi, Raki, they are not following rules and regulations. Understand? But if you want to enter Shuddha Bhakti, you have to follow the rules and regulations of Varnashram Dharma. And Varna and Ashram. Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanprastha and Sannyasa. And Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Do bhajan and sadhana in this way. Follow all the rules and regulations of the scriptures. Shruti, Smriti, Naradadi, Pancharatri, Vidhin Vina. Vaikantiki, Harer Bhakti, Utpadaki, Kevalam. One who does not follow the rules and regulations, Shruti, Smriti, Narada, Pancharatra. And he thinks I am one-pointed. And actually he makes the disturbance in the society. He never attains to also bhakti. So Shastra, see, most of the time he also explains these things. And very carefully listening. He told. And he also trained all his disciples also. And sometimes he very strictly chastised his disciples. And this thing. Don't become a pig. Donkey. His lecture is a very strong lecture. And if you really to enter into Shuddha Bhakti, you must listen his lecture. And very heavy lecture about Varnashram Dharma. And simultaneously, he spoke very nice, beautiful, sweet Ras Katha. And all these books you can read about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Katha. That is called book. The Embarkment of Separation. And Ras Katha. And why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this Kali Yuga? And this thing. If Krishna has come in this Kali Yuga in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And He explained this. And he gave evidence from Shastra, everything. And if anybody fall, he direct also indicated, oh, this is your fault. And some person put the peacock feather on the head of Mahaprabhu, because they are thinking Mahaprabhu is Krishna. So Krishna keeps peacock feather, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should keep the peacock feather. But he told no. Chaitanya, this is the disturbance of the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. Krishna has come in this Kali Yuga in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But what is the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Bhakta Bhav. Yeah? Bhakta, the devotee, the mood of devotee. Krishna has come in this Kali Yuga and he took Srimati Radhika's mood and her complexion. And this, he explained it very clearly. Bhakta. And Anarpitacharing Chirat Kurunavatirana Kalau Samarpayatun Natujjana Sabhakti Sriyam Hari Pradashandarduti Kadamba Sandir Pitas Sadar Hidaya Kandri Sratubhas Shashinandana. He explained this passage. How Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is magnificent magnanimous. In this Kali Yuga, he did not discriminate which qualified or which unqualified. Jaratake tare then prem bilai. Who comes in front of him, he also gives prem. Even who did not come in front of him, he also chasing behind him and giving the Krishna prem. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Magnanimity. This. 6 types of people, they don't want to receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also chasing behind him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by force caught their choti and giving this atheist, Mayavadi, Buddhist, they don't want to receive the highest prem. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also defeat the Buddhist philosophy and also give prem to them. For me, Gani yogis, they don't want to. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by force, gave prem to children. Even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave prem to the tiger, lion, deer, monkey. Especially when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proceeded to Vrindavan on the way of the forest of Jharikanda. One night, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu waked up midnight and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Then one tiger, midnight, one tiger just blocked the road of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu completely absorbed in ecstatic mood and chanting holy names. Just Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet touched the body of the tiger. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just told, Krishna Kaho, chant Krishna. Then tiger stood up and raised his two paws and also danced and chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this. How Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is this prem to him. Everywhere he gave. In the same line, all our acharyas coming and giving this prem to him. Madhurya prem, topmost prem. What they told? In this Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed the highest prem. Though Kali Yugas living in it is completely contaminated by Maya. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by force, is giving the highest prayer. This is the magnificent and magnanimity of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nam Sankirtan, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. In the same line, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, he came in Western country. Not so easy to preach in Western country, because his Pranam Mantra also explained. Western countries means is what? Completely full of Mayavad philosophy. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutam Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Nam Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sundara Paschata Desota. He delivered the Western country. It was a completely Mayavad philosophy, Aham Brahmasmi, and completely full of sense gratification. And especially America, European countries, and there are a lot of wealth of money. They don't know how to use their money. Just they enjoying the different types of sense gratification. But Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and he preached to them. Before they are hippie, and now they are happy. That time not so easy to preach in Western country, because they completely absorbed to enjoy sense gratification. But Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, he preached all over the world, and he would dance to them with the Nam Sankirtan. And when we see his Nam Sankirtan movement, especially in Ratha Jatra, Jagannath Ratha Jatra, thousand Western people, how they are dancing with him. Even he was old person, 70 years old, or he's taking one gong and dancing as like a 16 years young man. And all his disciples also are dancing. This is not easy. This is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Gurudev Srila Goswami most of the time told Sai Maharaj, he was not ordinary person. He got the full mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Without this mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no one can preach Nam Sankirtan. Amabina Nam Sankirtan nahi prachariti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, without my mercy, no one can preach my Nam Sankirtan. Sometimes Gurudev told, Swami Maharaj, Govinda Swami Maharaj, he the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he preached all over the world. Everywhere. This is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the same line is great devotee Gour Govinda Mhrj. He preached all over the world. His Harikatha broadcast all over the world. His Harikatha is very sweet. Even his last time, he also spoke Harikatha and highest Harikatha of Vrindavan Katha. And he remembered the Vrindavan Katha. And then he entered in his eternal pastimes, Nitya Lila. So he was a great Vaishnava. So for this regards, Mahat Adbhutam Pavana Sakti Padam Pranamami Sada Prabhu Pada Padam. Those who just took darshan of Gour Govinda Mhrj, their life is successful. Darshan means not only the material eyes. You have to darshan with your transcendental eyes. And you have to darshan with ears. That's it. Have to listen Harikatha. Because when Siddhiki, just when he came and met with Gurudev on the beach in the house of Singhania, and he spoke very nice Harikatha. And he asked very nice beautiful question to Gurudev. So Gurudev many times he told, nice question, then perfect answer. People they don't know how to ask the question to someone. Because if you properly ask the question, the answer will get proper. And if you don't know how to ask question, so how the proper answer will come. Gour Govinda Mhrj asked Gurudev many questions about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just to remember few words. As like Sanatana Goswami asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sanatana Goswami asked Lord Chaitanya, Ki Ami Kya who am I? Sanatana Goswami Pad, his Krishna Lila, that is called Labanga Manjari. He knows. But why did he Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who am I? This is a teaching for others. Look at it. Sanatana Goswami Pad, he learned in scholars person. He knew all Ved Puran. But he very humble asked Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, oh, you also glory, you also ask, you also tell about Krishna Tattva and Prem Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva, everything. This is his humility. In the same way, Gour Govinda Mhrj is very humble. You know every Tattva, because he is a Mukta Mahaprabhu. He knows everything. But very humble asked Gurudev Goswami Maharaj about Navadvip Dham. Why Navadvip Dham is higher than Jagannath Puri and also Godavari Kubur. He asked this question. Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested his topmost lila in what is it called? South India. And on the bank of the Godavari river, Godavari. And it's very top notch. So why not that place is higher than Navadvip Dham? And another Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifest is topmost also lila in Jagannath Puri. He asked this question. But why Navadvip Dham is higher than others? He also asked this question. Many questions he asked. But they very nicely explain this way. As like Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, when they meet together and discuss different slokas. In the same way, when Gour Govinda Goswami Maharaj, he met with Gurudev Goswami Maharaj, both of them also discussed this philosophy. Gurudev told Navadvip Dham is non-different from Vrindavan. And our scriptures explain this way. Navadvip Dham name many names. Nava Vrindavan, Gupta Vrindavan, Hidden Vrindavan. But Jagannath Puri, actual part of Dwarika. So how possible Navadvip Dham equal to Jagannath Puri? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nimai, he also performed all his sweet lila in Navadvip Dham, Vrindavan. And our scriptures will explain. Without this mercy of Navadvip Dham, no one can attain to Vrindavan Dham. Aradhito Navavanam Vrindavane Vaduri, Naradhito Navavanam Vrindavan. Aradhito Navavanam Vrindavanam. Naradhito Navavanam Vrindavane Vaduri. Aradhito Dijasuta, Nataveha Krishna. I forget this one. Aradhito Navavanam Vrindavanamate, Naradhito Navavanam. Naradhito Navavanam. If you not worship to Navadvip Dham any method, you cannot attain to Vrindavan Dham. Aradhito Dijasuta, one who worships Sachidananda Gaurari, very easy to attain to Krishna, who is the beloved of the gopis. And Naradhito Dijasuta, if you not worship Sachidananda Gaurari, any method you cannot attain to Krishna, who is the beloved of the gopis. So our aim and object, first Navadvip Dham. Aradhito Navavanam Vrindavanamati, Naradhito Navavanam Vrindavanamati, Aradhito Dijasuta. Aradhito Dijasuta. Brajanagaraste. Aradhito Dijasuta, Brajanagaraste, Naradhito Dijasuta, Natapeha Krishna. This is the Prabhupada and the subsequent. So Navadvip Dham is non different from Vrindavan. So they very nicely explain about Navadvip Dham. So Gour Govinda Maharaj, he knew all this tattva. Very humbly asked this question. Dham tattva, many things he asked. Some of his disciples, they don't believe. How possible Gour Govinda Maharaj, he met with Nan Goswami Maharaj. They don't believe. Are you believe or not believe? This is not also. We saw direct. He came, twice he came. I remember. He came about 11:30. That time Gurudev was taking bath. Then he returned back. That time he did not. Then again he came about 4 to 4:30 p.m. And he came also and meet with Gurudev about 1 hour and discuss this Tattva. So this Gurudev himself told also. Some his disciple asked Gurudev, Nan Goswami, did you meet with Gour Goswami Maharaj? He told yes. Once he came and I also met him. So Gour Goswami Maharaj Harikatha and his contribution. That is it. So today is Appearance Day, and I pray my obeisances unto his Buddha's faith. Maybe one day I will try to understand his heart and Bhajan himself. Gaur Premanandi, Srila Gour Govinda Maharaj ki jai, jai jai Srila Gour Govinda Bala Hari Gopal. 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 If you really develop your bhajan song, you must read Gour Govinda 2 books. How many books? 2. What is that? The Involvement of Separation. Another book, very nice sweet book. That is called Mathura Meets with Vrindavan. Very nice book. Mathura Meets with Vrindavan. Who has it? Very nice. My favorite is 2 books. Always I am carrying is 2 books. Mathura Meets with Vrindavan. And also he wrote about Nam Tattva also. Parinam. Pardon? Also Guru Tattva, these things, many things. And all his lectures also, Very sweet. Yeah. And you can compare with the Gurudev Narayan Goswami book, lecture, and his lectures look like same mood. Yeah. Jai Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj ki Jai Jai. Those who took darshan him, they are also very successful. Lucky they are. Vaishnava darshan, Guru darshan not free. Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj, very high class person. And always a very smiling face. And sometimes very also chastising.
With smile.
And
Chastising with a smile.
Jai Srila Gour Govinda Mhrj ki Jai. Okay. This is good. Okay, no problem. Photo is coming in heart. I'm speaking Hari Katha. Listen. Jai Jai Shri Ram. Prasadam. Chant brilliant, be happy. Who met him? You met with him? Haribol, what is your name? You met with him?
No, I listened to his lecture.
Oh, you listen to his lecture. Yes, his lecture is very nice. Oh,
Maharaj
one
also.
books. If you want, also I wrote some books here. And Bhakta Bhakti Bhagavan and also Gopi Git. If you want, you can help.
We have two very beautiful books manifested by Srila Govinda Mhrj on the basics of Bhakti, Bhakta and Bhagavan. And another book, the Gopi Git, very famous conversation of the gopis in the mood of separation, very nicely elaborating on the different shlokas. He's very nicely produced, so please take one. And give some donation. We give as much as you can, it's nice. I don't know how many ringgits equivalent. But,
Okay, everybody please come, get prasad.
उसको खोलना पड़ेगा. More.
Come, nice boy. Good? Yeah? Nice boy. Thank you. How are you? Okay? What's your hand? Did you come? Ah, Haribol! Come. Don't hide to me. Come. How are you? Good? Please come. Okay, good.
Nice.
No.
Through his lectures, yes, through his lectures,
Listening, yeah, exactly. Through his disciples.
through the years.
Disciples and through his class. Yes.
He came many times to Australia. Many times.
But that was in Australia.
Oh, that. He came many times to England.
Very good.